And coming to the stage is one of my very good friends. I'll let him tell you when we met because it's been a very long time. And he goes by the name of Lavance Lining.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm a drummer. I had to get mine before y'all get y'all. How about that, huh? What's up? What's up? Thank y'all for coming out to support Laugh Out Loud Comedy. My name is Minister Lavance Lining. Imagine that. Used to be crackhead Lavance Lining in the 80s. How about that? In the 90s and into the 2000s. And the reason I say that is because I don't want people to think I'm more than what I am. Amen. Everybody in church is important. And that's why people don't want to come to church, because everybody in church is too important. And so if you don't tell people where you come from, they don't think God is able, right? Right, so God is able. Amen, amen. I look around, I see some other people out there I remember from back in the crack houses. I ain't gonna point you out, just sit still. Good to see diversity. You look for diversity in the audience today. We can all live together, we can all laugh together. Shout out to some of my friends in the audience. My brother Robert was with me. To Denise, Joanne, Money, the crew over here, to Daphne and Mike Ayers, who drove in from Akron to come check the show out. And especially you in Marietta, Georgia. Anyway, my name is Happy Memorial Day weekend to you. Who knows what Memorial Day is about? Is it about barbecue? What is Memorial Day about? Who knows what it's really about? Veterans, active duty veterans that have died while in the Army. So you can't celebrate somebody that was in the Salvation Army. That's not the same thing. Not the same thing. Anybody, any veterans here? Get up with the veterans. What is the greatest nation in the world? We serve the greatest nation in the world. Where is the greatest nation? What is the greatest nation in the world? Kingdom of God? Greatest nation in the world is a donation. That's the greatest nation in the world. Can I hold something till Friday? That's the greatest nation. Give y'all a little background, since some of you haven't seen me in a while. I had a kidney transplant 3 years ago. On Easter Sunday, April 5th, 2015. I'm a type 1 diabetic. For those of you older saints, I got the sugar. And I was on dialysis for 2.5 years. When I finally got listed at Cleveland Clinic, they want you to solicit your friends and family for a living donor. A live person transplant works better than a deceased person. So I asked my family. Now y'all know, I don't know when it happened, probably about 10, 12 years ago, weed has made a comeback in the community. Marijuana is like cigarettes now in our community, in our culture. So I asked my family, both my brothers volunteered. They said, brother, I'll give you a kidney. And I know how my brothers live. So I said, bro, if I get your kidney, I'm going to still need a kidney. And you going to need a kidney if you give me your kidney. You know. But on Easter Sunday Eve, April 4th, I got a phone call to come to Cleveland Clinic. I went to Cleveland Clinic and got my transplant on Easter Sunday. I was watching the Cavs game. And they came to get me, took me down 7.5 hours later, got a kidney. My kidney came from a young lady who was 24 years old and died of a heroin overdose in Indiana. So in her honor, and in my own honor, of being a recovered addict, I became a drug and alcohol counselor to try to stop the next person in this opioid crisis from being an unwilling organ donor. So, take your pain pills as prescribed. The bottle don't say crush and snort. Shoot with a needle, it works better. That is not in the instructions anywhere. Got my DNA tested. You know, everybody's got the 23andMe and all that DNA tested. I got my DNA tested, y'all come to find out. I'm 65% chicken wings, 14% pork chops, and 8% potato chips. Yeah, there you go, 2% chitlins. I'm cutting down. and 1% sinner. God is good, man. Good to see everybody together nowadays. You know, you can have fun in church. Whatever you do in church, you can glorify God. You know, you think about all the people that are here, the vendors. You know, if you cook well, you can glorify God. If you paint, you can glorify God. If you rap, you can glorify God. If you steal cars, you need to stop, because that ain't glorifying God. That's the flow of that scripture. All things work together for the good. Know that stuff working for your good when you're stealing folks' stuff. Give it up for the other two comedians, too, as well. Larry and Jennifer. And Church Mother. I tried to stay out as long as I could, but I had to go get myself together. I'm getting old. How many old school people are there? Anybody old? Anybody want to cop to being old school? I know some old school people. I walked in, I smelled medication, I smelled Big Gay, I smelled Lindemann, I smelled high blood pressure medication. And I'm just talking about on me. I'm just talking about on me. I'm talking about nobody else. I'm just telling my story. Can I tell my story? I turned 50 a couple years ago. And when you're on social media and you turn 50, stuff changes. You start getting followed by funeral homes. And ARP start following you on Twitter. You know, I'm like, I said, why's Calhoun all of a sudden following me on Facebook? I got a friend request from E.F. Boyd and Son Funeral Home. I'm like, what in the world is going on? And I'm petty. I have to admit, I am social media petty. I'm petty. And if you don't like my stuff, I ain't liking your stuff. They need some new buttons. Get a I don't like button. Get a are you sure you saved button. Get a why you put that on Facebook button. You women bad. Women do it bad. Women get eyelashes on the top and the bottom. Put on a nice dress, get the hair and nails done, then take about 19 pictures to get the right one, and then post that picture. Won't he do it? I'm like, I guess he will when he get home. I hope you're married. Who was that for? How's that God? Social media has changed our culture. I went to do a show at a church, and I saw, you know, people out in the back with their arms raised. I thought they was doing praise and worship or praising God. They were taking pictures, selfies in the back of the church with their phones out. It's crazy. Trump, our number 45, has messed up all the cultures. All the cultures are insecure now. I went to my favorite Chinese food restaurant. They don't got fortune cookies. They got misfortune cookies now. They got bad news on us, like, your wife gonna leave you. I'm like, what is this? You gonna get fired Tuesday. I'm like, what kind of stuff is this? Terrible. I bet y'all vote next time, won't you? We're going to see dead ghosts of slaves going to vote. Dragging a tombstone. Can't let this happen no more. I'm old school, you know. I remember when wasn't nobody lactose intolerant? Remember those days? Remember we could drink milk? Now we can't even drink milk. We didn't know what lactose was in the 80s. We didn't know what gluten was in 76. What is gluten? Now, they took the gluten out the food. I weighed 180 pounds. They took the gluten out, I blew up to 240. I'm like, put the gluten back. And matter of fact, give me 2 bowls of gluten so I can get this weight off me. It's rough. Been to prison. I like to tell people that. Been to prison for you, so you don't have to go. Have fun. Have fun in prison. I only did 6 months. Felt like 12. Actually, it was prison ministry. I went down to minister to the people. But you have to check and make sure you don't have a warrant before you go down there, because they won't let you out. If you have to take care of that ticket you got in Garfield Heights. So anyway, when you get out of prison, you got to get reacclimated to society. You know, they call it re-entry, you know. And re-entry is hard because you got, you know, a record now. And you got to trick people on your job interviews. How many of y'all got lies on your resumes? How many of you got stuff on your resume you can't verify? Sit still. Ain't nobody here hiring right now? Let's be honest. I used to be a recruiter for a staffing agency, and I learned, what to put, what not to put on your resume to get hired. And also how to be successful in an interview. These young people today don't have interview skills. How are you in an interview texting in an interview? I'm like, yes, sir. Tell me about your last employer. He's like, hold on for a second. Trying to get this. Like, what in the world is this? Phones. Everybody got their phone in their hand. This is the devil, ain't it? This is the best and worst thing that's happened to us. In the church. And how come everybody's a pastor nowadays? Everybody's a pastor. If one more person become a pastor, everybody will have their own individual pastor. You won't go to a church like, where you go? Well, I go to Daryl. I come by the house. He shoot me a text message, Facebook. It's cool. My tithe is only 4%. He don't take the whole 10. He just do 4. It's crazy. You see him online. These people online preaching to nobody. Facebook Live. They got a robe on, a cape, a bishop's hat. It's like, where the people at? I got an uncle. He did the same thing. Started churches, took his family hostage, like Al Qaeda, like ISIS. They in the basement crying. I'm a preacher. I'm a pastor. They on Facebook Live sitting in coals with their eyelids going, please help us. Daddy is not a pastor. Please come get us. Let my people go. It's crazy. People talk about kids. I got kids 30 all the way down to 5. Got 2 daughters that are 30 years old, 6 months apart. Don't ask me how God did that miracle, but he's a good God. Now, how he did that? I have a daughter, Ashley, that is gay. Yeah, that's what she told me. She said, Dad, I'm very gay. I'm a minister. What am I supposed to say? I said, well, what does very gay mean, Ashley? She said, Dad, I love talking to and hanging out with beautiful women. I said, well, you are the father, because I loved the same problem when I was your age. I said, I guess you are my daughter. I ain't got a problem with it. You get that from your daddy. That's where you get that from. Not my girl. Look just like her. We had the same issues. It's cool. Church is cool. Church is where we go to get better. Church is a hospital, right? It's a hospital. See, most people think you have to get fixed before you come to church. No. Church where you come to get fixed, hopefully. I tried every religion known to man and some unknown to man. I was a Muslim in Atlanta for about 4 weeks. I was doing good until I tested positive for bacon. Yeah. I tried to tell them it was turkey bacon. They was like, nah, that's that swine. That's that swine. So they set me down. Then I was going to be a Jehovah's Witness. Y'all see I'm fat. I can't do all that walking. I'm like, can I send a text message or Facebook or something? Instagram. They're like, we need you to walk. I said, well, take my name off the list. Y'all ain't got no choir. Y'all had Prince and Michael Jackson. Y'all can't even get a praise team together? What's up with that? How you have Prince and Michael Jackson, you ain't got no singing going on? And when do y'all go to church out on the street every day? And Jehovah's Witnesses believe that only 144,000 people are going to go to heaven. So if you believe that, why are you out trying to get new people to join the group? I need a spreadsheet. I want to know where the county is right now. Because I know a lot of people have died. Do they count? I want to know what number I am before I join the group. I think I'm just extra right now. And I'm recruiting for no reason. You got me confused. Why you getting new people? Ain't none of us making it in. But Jesus lets everybody in, doesn't he? We serve a great God. Great God. I love kids, man. Kids tell the truth. Kids don't play games like adults. Adults, we know how to put our church face on. I used to call it clock in Christians. You clock in the church. Oh, praise the Lord. How you doing? Oh, glory. Well, when you go to work, you don't do that. Be consistent. See, people think you got to dress up to go to church. God looks at the inside. Man looks at the outside. Whatever you wear to church becomes church clothes. Amen. Jesus didn't have no gaiters on. Jesus didn't have a tie on. Jesus didn't have no Gucci. If God coming back for Gucci, he might as well just go to Saks. He's coming back for good people with a good heart with his spirit. Quit getting into this church competition, dressing up and all that. I tell people now, look, I write my sizes down, buy it for me, I'll put it on. That's what you want to see me in. Don't get caught up into that dressing up. But don't come to church with anything on either. Nah, then they came up with these skinny jeans, and some of them was too skinny. You can't even pull them up past your thighs, they're too skinny. I seen a pastor trying to preach with a skinny robe on. It was like a straight jacket. How do you know this jacket's too tight? This is a terrible culture. This culture, these kids, these millennials, they wear glasses they don't need. How do you wear glasses and you don't need glasses? Huh? You gonna get the biggest glasses you can get and you wear them. We didn't play with glasses. Some stuff we didn't play with. But that come from the 80s and 70s. Didn't nobody come up missing back when I was young. I lived in South Carolina. We could go to Mississippi and play for 18 hours. Wouldn't nobody look for us. You walk in, you bring a friend with you, somebody you didn't met. He's from Alabama, mama, he's hungry. Going over there and sit down. We didn't have no Food Network in the 80s. Like they have on TV. The Food Network was Joanne's house, Aunt Judy's house, Aunt Petey's house. That was the Food Network. You went and found your food in the neighborhood. These kids got great video games now. CD, DVDs. We had that game you had to blow. We didn't want you had to go. And that wasn't in the instructions nowhere, was it? But that information went across the entire globe. There's folks in China going, Jamaica's going, blow the game, and then the parents, you get up at 3 a.m., you want to play the game, you like this, what were they doing? It's crazy. All this medication they have out now. You got commercials, you got happy commercials for medication. Thank God they stopped putting depression medications on TV. They actually stopped doing advertising. 10 years ago, 12 years ago, depression medication had gifts. They had like notepads and pencils with the name of the medication on it. Who wants to go to work with some Paxil stickies to give your boss, hey, I want to meet with you later on. Take that. It's like, uh-oh. They're like, we got opening coming up with the job. I ain't judging nobody, but can't have no Paxil running around the office. Now, Paxil's good if it works. If you're on medication, take it. The problem is when you don't take it, and you should be taking it. That's what folks say, don't judge me. How many of y'all know this is the don't judge generation now? Don't judge. Don't judge. Dictionary version of judge says to express an opinion or conclusion about an issue, whether it's a person or a thing. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, we're going to judge the smallest things. We're going to judge angels. So judge thee not, lest ye not, means if I talk about your crooked wig, you can't talk about my fat stomach. That's all it means. Doesn't mean don't say nothing. I'm trying to help you if I'm talking about you. If I tell you you got your shoes on the wrong feet, you say stop judging, then I'm going to let you go and keep on walking. But check this out. This is the science behind don't judge me. If I tell you you look great, boy, you shy, that's still judging. Nobody ever says, man, don't talk about me. Stop judging. Girl, you look beautiful. Don't judge me. Nobody do that, do they? So you can't have it both ways. Stop me when I'm nice judging. Right? Right. Nobody want to hear that. They're like, whatever, I'm judging you right now. Tell some joke. I'm judging you right now. It's okay. I've been everybody. I've been the worst person in the world. You know, I always tell people, I sinned internationally. I missed 1,000 shows through my addiction because I thought hanging out in an abandoned house with some people I don't know and some people I wouldn't talk to if I wasn't using was cool. I missed shows with Judge Greg Mathis. I missed shows with Jamie Foxx in Atlanta. Ronnie Knight. I told Ronnie Knight here with this party, they got to come together and get me some hair. You're going to have some dreadlocks, and I ain't got no hair. I don't understand. Is my hair going gray? How many of y'all dye your hair out there? Anybody? Anybody want to fess up right now? Confession is good for the soul. Anybody? Nobody? I tried it about 10 years ago. My hair started going gray in my early 40s, mid 40s. And so, you know, my barber was like, man, you got to try this stuff. This Beijing, man, so I did it. Went on a job interview. I'm sitting up there in a job interview with shiny Jackie Chan hair. I'm like this, y'all. I'm like, won't he do it? I'm feeling myself. I forgot that I got gray hair on my knuckles. Gray hair in my nostrils. The interview was going good till he looked at my hand. I set that hand on the table. He was like, yeah, we're going to hire everything but that hand. And can you fix that hand? We don't want that old hand in the company. We're going to have to let you go, Pops. It's too much work. You got gray hair coming out your ears. Gray hair is the devil. I don't even fight it. I don't even care. Gray hair to me is a blessing, right? Because we got to find somebody to call on the police nowadays. Police trying to pull me over, y'all. I'm driving to Metro Health Center Trauma Center. Because that's where I figured I'm going to end up anyway. So I may as well cut down the ambulance response time and just go into the parking lot. Y'all just do me right here in the parking lot. I ain't got time to be calling the ambulance. It's rough to get scared of the police. But you know, when you start owning property and stuff, you ain't mad at the police all the time. But if somebody break in my house, I'm not calling Black Lives Matter. I'm calling the police. I need an investigation. I don't need a protest. And before y'all, I need somebody to do some investigation about my property. The world is going crazy. The world has everybody angry at everyone else, and God is the solution. It doesn't matter what church you go to. I've been around all cultures, Orthodox Jews, you know, with the black hats and the black coats, the white shirts. I've seen some teenagers, they was in the store, they was hot. It was one of them hot days, and they was in March sweating. And I see them looking at some shorts and t-shirts like, oh my God. You want to still wear this hot stuff? I'm going to have to rethink my religious choices because this hat is killing me. I think God is not worried about what we have on. He's worried about what we have in our heart. Don't make clothes, think clothes make you special or make you look saved, right? And don't. And just don't. Clothes are just clothes. Right? That's all they are. I like clothes. I don't value them. How can you value clothes when I used to be a cocaine addict and I wore the same clothes for 28 days? How could you value clothes? And then you go into recovery, and recovery is anonymous, right? Alcoholics Anonymous, Cocaine Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous. But your addiction It's not anonymous. Your addiction is wide open. I need to be anonymous in my addiction and broadcast my recovery, right? I need to let somebody know. You need to applaud me that I quit using cocaine 27 hours a day. Don't hide me. Don't make me anonymous. And the bad thing about it is, it's made up by people with thinking problems because they have key tags, t-shirts, and hats. But it's anonymous. I'm like, y'all need to rethink your business model because it's really not anonymous, right? Right. Who graduated high school? Anybody graduated high school? No. I mean, this month, not in the 60s. Oh, yeah, I did. It's tore down now. It's a Marx. No, I mean recent graduates. Anybody recently? Tomorrow. Okay. What school? Huh? Beechwood. Oh, okay. I was gonna give you some money, but you need to give me some money going to Beechwood. Let me hold something. Beechwood Bison. I know. I got some family who's graduating, 2 twin brothers. Supposed to go to the graduation party today. Actually, I'm here. Yep. My wife is friends with their mother. I love them too. I haven't met them yet, but I love them. The reason I asked about high school because nowadays you have to educate yourself. Even those people that start churches in error, still have to educate yourself. You kids that are young, energetic, use your energy to go to college while you're young and energetic. Don't wait till you get my age, in my 40s, and I go to college. It was terrible. My professor was a child of my high school classmates. Yeah. I'm 24 years older than my college professor. And I go to school from 6 to 10 p.m. after I work for 8 hours. So imagine how much information I was retaining in that classroom. And then they got these cheaters. They got 5-hour energy and, no, I need a 3-hour nap. I don't need no nap in a bottle. I want the real deal. Any married couples? Where y'all at? Love my wife. Give a shout out to my wife, Evangelist Lining, who was at home with our kids. My wife and I, when you get in your middle ages, you go through some chemical changes in your body. Your wife usually get hot, and the husband ain't hot. So we got a pretty nice house. I have a fireplace in my bedroom, like in the back, a gas fireplace. My wife has a fan right by the bed that's been blowing since we've been married. Then last year she had me go buy a stand-up air conditioner in the bedroom at the foot of the bed. And just my transplant, I'm anemic, so I'm cold. So what I do is have a heater on my side of the bed. So we got a warm front and a cold front. All we need is a humidifier. We have a tornado in the bedroom. I'm like, can I get a break? I'm like, my God. I mean, my wife, I'm talking about, we need to invest in fans, because my wife is abusing some fans. Anybody hot right now? Yeah. Give it up for the weather. We had some great weather. Finally. A lot of death, a lot of death going on in the world, just shooting up these schools and all this stuff. And, you take her out of the schools, stuff happens. It seems like the atheist has more power than the believer, But what I'd like to see in Cleveland, I can't speak anywhere else. I wish we stopped doing these roadside memorials for people. These roadside tombstones for people. Now, if it's the 8-year-old that got hit by a car, I see the teddy bears, candles, and balloons. Okay? But for JoJo Knucklehead, who been robbing, stealing, and abusing everybody in the neighborhood, how did he get the same teddy bears and balloons and candles? We should have truth and death. You bury people how they live. So you give them a memorial, but put the 9mm out there. Put the Black and Mild out there. Put them dirty Jordans out there that he wore all the time. Put the restraining order out there that his mama had on him. She won't let him back in the house. Put the real stuff out there. Put that dirty white t-shirt that he had on when he robbed the house. Don't give him the same stuff you get an 8-year-old. Make it even. And bury people. Dress me up how I dressed when I was alive. Everybody get a suit. Like that don't make God let you into heaven by accident because you got a suit on. Oh, he must be a Christian. That ain't gonna in. Bury me like I sleep. I sleep on my side. I don't sleep on my back. I don't want to be on my back for eternity. Put me on my side in the casket like this with my arm up, with a remote in my hand. You know what I'm saying? Let me be comfortable. I missed about 4 funerals from friends because they had on suits. I walked in there, I'm like, no, that ain't him. Put that dirty Jordan hat on him. Put that Bluetooth in his ear, blinking, so when the casket go down the aisle, it's like it's making a right turn, Got a turn signal on. That's what we got to do. Keep it real when we bury folks. Anybody been baptized? Anybody? Anybody want to get baptized? No, it's not an offer. I'm not offering to baptize anybody. Do that on your own. They got home kits now. You baptize yourself at home. Do it online. I got baptized online. Hey, if you get your pastoral credentials online, you should only be able to pastor an online church. Get out of my life. Leave me alone. You fake pastor. You are not. I got baptized back in 1976 in Sumter, South Carolina at Sunnyside Baptist Church. My baptismal pool was 5 feet deep. My pastor was 4'6". So when I got baptized, I had him in my arms. I got you. But not only did we have a pretty deep baptismal pool, we had the reader, the church reader. Y'all ever heard of the church reader? Person read for the pastor. Pastor say, St. John, read. Pastor go, in the beginning. You go, in the beginning? What's the word? What's the word? Come on. And the word was with God. And the word was with God. And I'm sitting there like, if he just going to repeat what the reader reads, why don't he just read it? So the Bible says, touch not my anointing, do my prophets no harm. So next Sunday the reader was absent. So I had to read. So the New Testament say Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, I'm good. My pastor wanted to go to 2 Chronicles. And I'm like, I gotta read this now. He says, 2 Chronicles, read! King Hassaksat, son of Horseshoe, that begat her. 2 Chronicles, read! Mephibosheth, son of Hassaksat, begat. How you say the squiggly line over the Z? True story. Learn your word. Learn your word. I'm looking at my notes because I'm old. I used to have a photographic memory, but they don't make Polaroid film anymore, so my memory is fading fast. But love your kids, man. Really. Love your kids, you know. It's all about love and passing on to your kids the information you have as a parent, keeping them close. And I'm considering homeschooling now. With these murders and shootings in schools, I'm like, you're going to home everything. Home school, home church, home work from home. When you get grown, your family is coming home. I just want to keep an eye on you, that's all. Just want to keep an eye on you. Everybody wants your money now on TV. All the church preachers, all the TV preachers want your money now, don't they? Everybody wants you to sow a seed into the ministry. Let God bless you real good. I called him up. I said, look here, you sow a seed into my ministry. Your faith is bigger than mine. Let God bless you, 30, 60, 94. They hung up on me. I love Ernest Angley. Ernest Angley is my favorite preacher. Ernest Angley, like, neighbor, how long have you had this affliction? Say Jesus. Everybody know he's been doing that for 50 years. So you already know what the code words are. You know he's going to ask you to say baby. He's healed. And I know nothing else. God has kept his hair black for 86 years. So there is a God. We had to check his knuckles, make sure it's legit. You know, let me see his knuckles. You check your ears. You know, God is good. God is good. You can be healed. God can, you know, people tell me about my kidney transplant, like God didn't do it, and I'm a diabetic. I said, I'm healed every time I take my insulin. Every time I shoot my insulin, that's God's way of healing me. God works through people. God works through people, right? You know, God didn't come to have no visitation with nobody. People were lying to me they saw Jesus. Well, Jesus coming back and said, second coming. So if he came and saw you, and we all still here, we ain't going nowhere. So hopefully he didn't come back. Hopefully he had an apparition. Hopefully that was in pork chop shade. It made you thought you were seeing Jesus. And don't let nobody prophesy to you. Everybody want to be a prophet now, right? And all these apostles, all these bishops on Facebook. There's enough bishops on my block. We can play chess. There's enough bishops and queens and kings and pawns. I went to one church, they want me to do a show. Called me up. And I found out the pastor and the first lady was the same person. So I was like, I think I'm going to pass on that one. Y'all ain't going to like me when I get done, so I'm going to let it go. God is a healer. Glasses. I had a prophet, I was in Atlanta, had a super prophet. This is like the best of the prophets, right? He supposed to come to our church with his conference. So we all decided hanging banners and doing all this stuff. He called the church needing directions to get to the church. We was like, oh, cancel it because you can't find a church. The chances are we ain't going to be hearing from God because God can't help you find a church. I don't think God ain't going to take nothing about me. Another thing about my kidney, 24-year-old female kidney. So I have to keep myself together because every now and then she wants to turn up. Oh yeah, every now and then she rise up on me. She do the Cardi B on me, you know. My wife the other day called me and said, where you at? I said, you know where I'm at? You know where I be? I didn't know where it came from. I'm like, oh. I said, I'm turning into Cardi B. You're throwing on kidney. And then the bad thing about kidney transplants, it's a blessing. But they don't put it in your back. They let your other kidneys atrophy away. They put the kidney in your stomach. So I'm 48 when I got my kidney. I said, here I am trying to lose weight, and then y'all go slap a doggone kidney in my stomach. Extra weight. Then people judge you. Well, you sure got fast at that kidney transplant. My kidney's in my stomach, and I'm on steroids every day. So I take fat with dialysis. How about you? Huh? Can I get a witness? That's right. What's your issue? Are you addicted to social media? Can you put your phone down? Huh? Can you put your... Whoever just go check their phone because you think somebody responded to one of your social media posts and they didn't, and you have to keep refreshing it like, that was too cold. I know somebody. Make you angry. That's why I'm petty. That's why I'm petty. You know, 'cause you watch people, certain people you interact with, you know, for a period of time, then it falls off. But you see, you got certain people, I got family members that will like somebody's post before they even done typing it. It's like soon as they hit the World Wide Web, bam, they like it. You like, wow. And then I put some profound stuff on Facebook, nothing. I'm like, boy, I bet you I don't like nothing else you put on there. Hey, I'm petty, it's okay. I don't care if you say, I'm sick, I'm in the hospital. Nope. I ain't even look at it. I ain't see it. Then they call you and check. Did you see what I posted? Nope, I ain't been on today. I'm petty, I don't care. You don't like my stuff, I ain't liking your stuff. That's how it is. Young people, am I right? What do y'all do, young people? What do y'all do, Beachwood? When somebody don't like the stuff, and you like their stuff, they don't like your stuff back, what do you do? Stop following them? Yeah, I block them. I went from 2,000 friends to 49. And I'm just that petty. I'm like, that was too good. Yeah, but the odd thing about Facebook gives the scholar and the idiot the same platform. You know what I'm saying? It gives the valedictorian and the dropout the same platform. And you don't know. You don't know which is which until they start misspelling stuff. And using their ownership instead of they are. You know what I'm saying? You ever see somebody post some profound stuff and it's all wrong? You're like, woo, wee. Facebook needs spell check and grammar check. Punctuation, they have punctuation too, a run-on sentence. I see somebody post the scrolls of Tibet. Post this long, no comma, period, nothing. It's like, who talks like that? In all caps. All caps. The other day I was downtown, I went downstairs the other day, I went out there. And sometimes, people be tripping on all that. Please. Block. Swipe you right off into the world. I don't got time, I'm petty. Good to see my friends over here. True story. One of my friends over here, when I was a drug addict 15, 16 years ago, I lived in her garage. How about that? Anybody ever did that before? Anybody got a friend like that? That won't let you stay in the house or put you in the garage. Special friend. Special. She let me out in the morning like I was a Rottweiler. Let me loose on the community. Get on out there. Do your drugs. Well, she's like a sister, she's like a sister because she was there when I needed her to be. I needed that garage. How about that? You can't walk but so much.